Joy Reid. Joy Reid. Now, Joy Reid, today she retweeted somebody else's lie about Bernie Sanders supporting assault weapons. Bernie Sanders does not support assault weapons. Bernie Sanders, since the 80s, has not supported assault weapons. I don't know how far back this goes, but I'm almost positive, I don't want to say it, but I'm almost 100% positive, Bernie Sanders has never supported assault weapons. And the tweet that she retweeted was perpetuating this lie that Bernie Sanders won an election in 1990 against a Republican because he supported assault weapons. No, he didn't. In fact, this is what happened. The Republican changed his mind. The Republican had supported assault weapons and then decided to support a ban on assault weapons at the last minute. Bernie Sanders, this coffee's getting loud now. Bernie Sanders never at any point supported assault weapons in that race. What happened is because Smith, the Republican, changed his mind, that's why the NRA decided to turn around and support Bernie Sanders. Their idea was to support Bernie for this one term, to teach Smith a lesson, and then support Smith next time, and then Bernie would get kicked out, without realizing how strong of a candidate Bernie Sanders is. And once Bernie got in the House, the rest is history. He never left, then he went to Senate, and almost became president. So that's what actually happened. But if you read Joy Reid's fucking timeline, somebody who gets paid, I don't know, probably $1 million, at least 6 figures, to be on television and spread bullshit like this, this is who gets the money. Bullshit liars. And you know what? That's not fair. That's not fair. Chris Hayes, Maddow, Lawrence, Mika, even Joe Scarborough is not like this when it comes to Bernie Sanders. They don't spread bullshit like this. Joy Reid, she literally sounds like, this is what it reminds me of, because I was a huge gamer for most of my life, and I remember the PlayStation Xbox days, where it was PlayStation versus Xbox. And if you were Xbox, you're a dick. If you're PlayStation, you're whatever side you're on. It was this battle of these two different sides, really based on nothing other than your thoughts on games. But really, it was more about identity. People identified with either PlayStation or Xbox more than it was really anything about substance. It was about identity. That's what this is about for Joy Reid. Joy Reid identifies with Hillary Clinton and the corporate Democrats for some fucking reason. That's what this is about. And she, as a supposed journalist, has the audacity to continue spreading bullshit lies about Bernie Sanders. This is what I say in my video. Go on Twitter. Go on twitter.com. Go to their search function. Search the keyword Bernie under people Joy Reid. And read the fucking tweets. Read what she says. You will not find a positive tweet until you go back to the year 2010. And maybe there's more that are positive, but the 2010 one really stands out. Because she is essentially calling, first of all, she associates Bernie with the Democratic Party. She says that Bernie is the great clarion voice in the Democratic Party. Clarion, which, you know, I had to look up because I didn't know that was a fucking word. It means loud and clear. So Bernie is the great loud and clear voice in the Democratic Party. But today, she wouldn't be caught dead calling Bernie Sanders a Democrat. So what the fuck happened between 2010 and 2017? Or really 2015? Because when Bernie entered the race against Hillary Clinton, that's when this assault from Joy Reid started. Joy Reid doesn't give a shit about policy. She doesn't care about your life, doesn't care about people's lives. She cares about herself and her identity and how she identifies with Hillary Clinton and all that greatness, the struggle of Hillary Clinton. Give me a fucking break. She's a fucking millionaire. Joy Reid sits there, she doesn't give a shit about policy, pretends she cares about politics. For her, it's not about policy at all. It's a game. This is a team sport. For Joy, Her team is the Hillary team. When you bring policy into discussion and discuss progressive policy and what policies may actually work and why the Democrats have lost 1,000 seats over the last 9 years, that's not the discussion for her. No, the discussion is Hillary Clinton. Poor Hillary Clinton. Every attack on her was unfair. Give me a fucking break. There are legitimate reasons to not like Hillary Clinton. Is there a lot of bullshit about her as well? Absolutely. Did Hillary Clinton have Parkinson's? No. Is Hillary Clinton a whatever? I was gonna say a bitch, but did people call her? Yeah, people called Hillary Clinton a bitch for sure. But no, is Hillary Clinton a bitch? No. Is she a bad person? I don't really know. I'm not in Hillary Clinton's heart. But when it comes to substance, when it comes to policy, that's what I give a shit about. When we talk about the policies, what are the policies? Isn't it funny that Hillary Clinton adopted a large part of Bernie Sanders' platform, and yet that doesn't really get mentioned? Hey, Bernie Sanders is having this great positive influence on the Democratic Party through policy. Look what he's doing. No, it's about Bernie Sanders supporting assault weapons that he never did. The NRA being a big fan of Bernie Sanders, which was never true. D- from the NRA. So, what is this really about, Joy? What is this really about? Because I would say, this is what I would normally say. I would say it's corruption. I would say that you were corrupted by being in this corporate media environment, and that's why you have this view. But you know what? Your colleagues aren't this bad. It's you. You have this problem. So why do you have this problem, yet Chris Hayes seems fine, Rachel Maddow's fine, Mika's fine, Joe Scarborough, the Republican, also saw good ideas in Bernie Sanders. He's fine. These people are able to objectively look at Bernie Sanders and what he brings to the table, even if they don't agree with him. Yet you can't do that. What's wrong with you? Because I'm running out of answers. This really comes down to you being a child. You are a child. Look yourself in the mirror, read your tweets about Bernie Sanders, look at his policies, look at the history and how consistent he's been since the 70s. He chained himself to a black woman in the 60s to protest segregation in housing. This is a guy that actually gives a shit. He supported gay rights in the 70s and 80s. So, what is your problem with him? Do some fucking soul searching, because you are crazy and you need help.